wheel them and we turn them and we rock them and we sound them and we tempo them and laughs the rhythm sweet.
Hi guys, welcome back to DiRiddimSweet. I'm your host Phylecia Renae, and today we are at the home of reggae music, VP Records. Welcome back guys, we're sitting here with Pat Chin, who is the founder of VP Records. Welcome Pat.
Welcome
Miss
Phylecia.
Pat.
Yes, welcome to VP Records.
Thank you so much.
The house of music, reggae music.
Yes. So now Pat, Miss Pat, I'm sorry. Tell us, why did you want to start VP Records?
Well, it started like over 50 years back in Jamaica, where we had a small store, 10 by 10, selling used records. And we saw the need to embrace the singers, the young entrepreneurs, to showcase their music. And then we used to sell old jukebox records, then we started to sell new records. Back then in the 1957, we didn't have a culture named reggae. The records were not being played on the radio. It was only American records. So we saw the need. The sound system is the one that really brought the reggae music. All different types of music, but they didn't name reggae at first. Jamaican music.
So what place do you think VP served as far as bringing that music to the forefront?
Well, we came here over 35 years now. And we brought the music with us and our culture to spread it to the world. I'm happy to say that reggae is being played all over the world.
Because of VP Records?
Well, because of VP Records, because of the pioneers like Bob Marley that came before us. And you know, that's how we started, to bring our culture.
No, a lot of young'uns don't know a lot of the history. If they had to walk away with one piece of history as far as VP Records is concerned, what would that be?
Well, we have so much history. You know, reggae is based upon a lot of different genres because you have calypso, you have ska, you have dancehall, you have soca, you have lovers rock, and then you have the dub, rock steady. So it's so much different genre in reggae. It's wide, and they all have their time. And when I first came here, much people didn't know too much about reggae. They only knew Bob Marley. I did my store in Jamaica 20 years before I came here. And then when I came to America in 1977, it's like I had to start right back, 20 years backward. So that I had to educate them on the music and the culture and building a brand and still being a mother, raising my 3 children. So it was not an easy road, but I'm happy.
So now, what would you say some challenges have been to keep this amazing business afloat for so long?
I think my hardest challenge is when I first came here. They didn't know reggae. I had to educate them. And then sometime when I'm doing telemarketing, they didn't believe that a woman knew reggae. But I spent 20 years in Jamaica on the counter with the artists, the producers, the DJs, my customer. So I knew reggae. It's like I was an encyclopedia because I knew everything in the music. I was on the counter 24/7. So I listened to my customer, and I listened to the artists, and I listened to the producers, and we become great friends. So they are the one that educated me in what to buy and what to sell the customer.
So how would you say that your Jamaican roots have influenced VP Records?
Well, because we are Jamaican. I'm a Jamaican, my kids are Jamaican. And I'm proud. I wouldn't have changed my culture for anything else because it's a rich culture and we should talk about it more because I've been to Spain, I've been to Mexico, I've been to so many places and see how much people love our Jamaican reggae music. They love it so much that imitate it all over the world, and I'm blessed to see my music playing worldwide.
Now, VP Records is coming from so far, right? So long ago. The way people receive music is very different nowadays. So how has that dynamic changed how you distribute?
Well, it was really a hard job because I've seen it from 78 to LPs to cassette to CDs. I've seen the whole gamut coming around, and now it's digital. You just put your button and your record is in South Africa or in China or in Japan or in Europe. So it's a new way of selling, you know, it's a challenge. But I should say the vinyl, you know, after 50 years we used to have vinyl, it's coming back because the young generation wants to know what happened 50 years ago and who was the operators and who was the producer and who was the singers. So it's more like an educational way of teaching them what happened 50 years ago through the music.
A lot of people know the challenges. For me as a consumer, it's easier, right? Because I don't have to go out and buy a CD anymore. But how does it affect the business, like the artists, and you know, how does that affect those people?
Well, it's a challenge like every other business. We have our bad time and our good time. But I have been doing it so long, over the years, producer and artists, we have become so much good friends.
What advice would you give people coming up, want to follow in your footsteps?
Well, I would say work hard, never give up, go for your passion. And there's so much good people in your life. So much good people come along the wayside with you. Because at first I didn't even know how to sell my culture here in America. And there was a lot of people that helped me along the way.
What would you say inspires you to keep going?
The music, the people and the way that I meet, my conviction to the culture. I know when we are having a bad days, I just have to overlook it. And it gives me a lot of patience to really stay in this business because it's this love of the music and the culture why I'm in it. I'm Pat Chin, founder of VP Records, and boy, DiRiddimSweet.
We'll be right back.